up, my people? Look, do not scroll past this. This is going to be a blessing today. Listen, I told you Romans is amazing, okay? We've had some tough news. We got to have a blessing, okay? I like the blessings, okay? And I know you like the blessings too, because what better day to have a blessing than on a Friday? Come on, come on. It's going to be a great day. It's just going to be a great day. Romans 4, verses 16 through probably about 25. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be according to grace, so that the promise might be sure to all the seed, not only to those who are of the law, but of those who are of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all. Did you know Abraham's the father of us all? As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations. There's a reason behind it. In the presence of him who he believed. That's why, because as it is written, I have made you a father of many nations. That's why we're grafted into being Abraham, our father. In the presence of him who believed, God, who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as those they did. Who contrary to hope, in hope believed, so that he became the father of many nations, according to what was spoken, so shall your descendants be. And not being weak in faith. Remember, not being weak in faith, right? He did not consider his own body already dead, since he was about 100 years old. Understand this. God told me he was going to have a kid with Sarah. He was 100 years old. You have to have some faith to believe that. Okay. Have you ever seen a couple 100-year-olds? We're not going to get into that. Anyways, and the deadness of Sarah's womb. He did not waver at the promise of God through unbelief, but was strengthened in faith, giving glory to God. And being fully convinced that he had promised, he was also able to perform. And therefore it was accounted to him for righteousness. Now it was not written for his sake alone that it was imputed to him, but also for us. It shall be imputed for us who believe in him who raised up Jesus the Lord from the dead, who was delivered up because of our offenses and raised because of our justifications. Wow, Lord, thank you. So here's the thing, right? The same way that Abraham was accounted to him righteousness for believing what God was going to do, even at a late age, even when it didn't seem possible, God imputes that same righteousness to us when we believe that Jesus Christ was rose from the dead. That's a blessing, okay? Because the God who gives life to the dead and calls those things which do not exist as though they were. He calls the things, listen, that do not exist as though they were. He said, Abraham, you're going to be a father of many nations. Abraham had no kids, guys. He had no kids. He had to believe what God was saying was going to be true, because at the moment when he told him that, he had no kids. Then they took it in their own hands and tried. This is why you got to wait on God and don't jump to things right away. Abraham went into one of his concubines as his wife had him and caused a mess there. But Abraham still believed, even at 100 years old, that God was going to hold his promise, and God did, and he made him a father of many nations through his son, Isaac. What a blessing and how amazing.